Okay, now I'm going to talk about how to set up Komodo IDE with Drupal. So firstly, this is the file you want to focus on. So it has really good stuff, like the first 5 steps was terrific. You can follow along and get that done. But the 6th step, it just like throw a bunch of stuff together and it's not really good. So I'm just going to quickly go through what I know, so it may help you out. First, you should definitely forget about all the other 3 links, because they cut all and they not really clear what's going on. So this link is really good. So what you need to do, but this is really confusing. That's the problem. Okay, so the first thing is install PHP. If you have that already, you don't have to worry about it. If you don't, got to look into that. Okay, local PHP debugging is for only single script that you want to debug it. So if you want to do that like whole site Drupal, forget about this one. Just don't worry about it. And don't worry about this either. Like the configuration wizard is like crazy, and it's gonna screw you up anyway. So don't worry about it. Now this is okay. This part here is what you're looking for. Even though it say remote, but actually if you do on local host, it's still considered as remote, as it say here. So don't worry. So what you're doing actually right. You're doing Drupal on local host. That's what you're looking for. Now, so it's step by step. So it's not really bad. It's pretty good actually. Okay. Now I did that using XM. This thing here. Oh come on, it doesn't show up. Okay, so if you don't have XM or you use it on Linux or whatever, it may be different, but general concepts, maybe it can help you out. So this is what I use. Okay, so get back to this. So the first thing is they say copy the debugging extension to the web server. Basically mention that you copy this file into whenever your PHP folder is okay. So for XAMPP, say I have my XAMPP folder here. So normally all my extensions should go to PHP XAMPP and extension. Okay, so my XAMPP already came with one PHP XDebug DLL that I saved the Xbug. There's a backup for mine. And then whatever the Komodo also shipped with a XDebug DLL file as well, but it turned out that it didn't work out really well. You have to download the newest version online at this page. Okay, but the problem is there's got a bunch of them and they're all different and stuff like that. So to make sure you download the right one, you have to go to check your PHP info file, but just go ahead and run PHP info, or you can write a script with PHP info, whatever. It's very clear to use MSVC6. So you just go ahead and download the right one, MSVC6, and that's what you want. And for Windows, you want the one thread safe, which is that one, not this one. So basically, just choose this one. Actually, you do 5.3 because we're using 5.3. And you say there, you say basically 5.3. Where does it say 5.3? It's 5.3 here. So you basically download this one. Okay. So after you got that, you're just gonna go ahead and extract that file into here, and just record the path of that. You can just go ahead and copy the path, and then you find your php.ini file, which is here, and I'm going to go ahead and edit that file. And you can see that now what you want to do is you want to enable this by so originally it came like that, and then I'll just copy that and make the path to whatever my DLL is. Remember, most of the websites seem to say you got to put TS in here, but that's for the old version. For 5.3, you have no TS. That's the deal. So no TS. You done that? Okay, I recommend that you done that. And then it's better to just restart your Apache server and then just check it again to make sure that you have that enabled. And when you find, say, Xdebug, you should say you should see a bunch of stuff like settings like that. So if that you have that on, you done pretty good step. And then just go ahead, go to the website, that back again, and then so that's what you meant to do. And the second step is just like copy whatever this thing here for you. So if you Windows, you go for this, Linux, you go for this. They're pretty good. Just use standard, and they will do. Okay, so this is the part that you done the same thing. So this I'll tell you before. Just run php.info to check to make sure that you're running okay. Now, before doing this, okay, you didn't say anything in here at all, which is a stupid thing. But you have to go into your Komodo and make sure that your port is actually 9000, because for some reason the default setting in Komodo is like a random port, which turn out that it's not 900 and not listening to the browser at all. So it's totally confusing, and well, it didn't seem to say anything in here at all about that. So my computer is pretty slow, so bear with me a bit. Okay, here we go. No for now. Okay, so to do that, just go ahead and go to Edit, Preference. You see Debugger. You see Connection. Okay, so it by default is set to a system provided free port, which is kind of dumb. So set it up to 9000, matches with the php.inl file there. So you got that set up. Okay, so now after you have the order set up, you can save this file and restart that packet. Like you can save this file, restart the packet, and then when you go to hang on a sec. When you go to debugging, hold on, give me 2 seconds. With language, your PHP. Yeah, making laptops go slow. Really slow. Okay, so you would see it like that. Okay, if it doesn't, most of the time the problem is only you either put a TS in here, or you didn't put the right path, or your version is kind of different. Like if you say, example, you're using, you download the VC9 instead of VC6. So most of the time it will be here. These settings are just for remote only. So basically you only need these for it to work. By the way, you need to specify where the php.exe are. So basically it should be just right at your PHP folder, and then just choose this file, and the .ini as well, just browse to it. So if you got those two done, and then this line enable, that will work. Okay, so I got my Drupal set up in HCDOS Drupal, so that's where you put all your, the whole Drupal files in there. With that, all the code cleaning and stuff will do. So yeah, so that's pretty much it, and it should be ready to run. Now, to see how it actually runs, it's mentioned pretty clear here that you have to start your website, or any website really, with that tag, or with the variable in the back there. So when you start that, it should automatically start sessions, and then you can, okay, when it starts a session, you can go ahead and say listen to debugging. I set it to F4 so you can do it quicker, because normally it didn't have a shortcut. So I can go ahead and say, for example, my localhost Drupal, and then I'll say that. So that means the thing, the debug session started. Doesn't give you any notes or whatever, but just presume it's running. So if it's too slow, so I can't bother. But basically, just go ahead and say, okay, so it's not listening now, so nothing happened. But if I say listen to connection, okay, and then I go ahead and say refresh this page, you're going to stop right there. And to debug any file in the project, you don't have to worry about, say the project is empty, but it doesn't matter. All you need to do is open the right files. Say I got a bunch of files open recently. Actually, it's got it slow. But anyway, basically you just need to open a file. Just set it up. Of course, this file should be in the folder, Drupal folder, and then set it debugging everywhere, and it should run to there. If it actually hits, oh, it does. I said randomly, but it actually does. And you can step through that and all that. You can step through. It's really good. Anyway, so have fun with this. It's really good. Make sure you turn that off. Okay. Well, thank you for watching. Bye bye.